is it a mental health condition or a mental health issue? It's in the mind, right? Aha. So we'll look at the real meaning of forgiveness, why it's so difficult to forgive, and what unforgiveness can do to us as well. There's a lot we will be talking about this morning on 89.3 Fila FM. So I have with me in the studio Amina Abubakar to be dealing with this important topic. I say it's important because everybody is in it. We all be inside. And once we are humans, we are close to each other, we will step on each other's toes. And the ability to forgive, no, eho, ena asem no, ewo. So my name is Akusia Kwatma Buachi. Thanks to all of you who are listening and watching us on Facebook and also on TikTok live. So Amina, good morning.
Good morning, AKB.
How is it?
Very well, thank you.
And how was your weekend as well?
For this weekend, it was packed, maybe like yours.
don't join me. Don't be like me. It was packed.
Yes.
Wow.
I had a lot of assignments to attend to.
Oh, okay.
It was manageable.
It was manageable. I can see. I can see. So now Barnabas has left the seat for you,
Yes.
and made you a lone ranger here. Okay, it's
no,
good.
He's not here. I know he's with me in spirit.
Of course, of course, of course. All right. So we are looking at forgiveness. Okay, and I was saying that not one, but about 2 or 3 asked me, now forgiveness. So if mental health, what has it got to do with mental health? So before we delve deeper into that, I want you to tell us what forgiveness really means. When we say forgiveness, what does it really mean?
Okay, thank you so much for the question. A very good morning to our dear listeners and viewers on Facebook and TikTok. I'm so excited as always to join you this morning. And to start our discussion, I just want to ask a simple question: who hurts more? Is it the person who was offended or the person who refuses to forgive? Another question: is there someone you know you have forgiven with your mouth, but in your heart you still holding on to that?
Okay.
And so today's conversation, as AKB said, we are going to be delving into this. This might be the first step towards your healing and then your peace of mind as well. So when we say forgiveness, what do we really mean? Because there are certain issues others also think of as that meaning forgiveness, which is not, which we'll come to. And so forgiveness simply means letting go of the emotional pain.
Okay.
And not pretending that the hurt doesn't exist. So again, you being intentional in this case, because if you say you are forgiving, you should decide that you are taking the action, not that someone said it and for that matter you just said, okay, I'm forgiving, even though you said, like I asked the question, the real pain might forgiveness. When we say like you forgive, means that immediately the one whom you might have the issue with, it's like you have reconciled with the person automatically, and that everything between you should go back to normal.
Okay.
No, you can forgive, all right, but you can set boundaries with the person whom the offense or whatever happened between. So for example, you told a friend a secret and the friend told others about it and you heard it and the thing has affected you so much.
Yeah.
The person comes back to ask for forgiveness. Okay, I've forgiven you, but in this case it doesn't automatically mean you should go back and start telling the person all your secrets again. You can come back together, but now you set a boundary as to what exactly you would want to tell this fellow. And so AKB, these are some of the simple ways we can understand what forgiveness is.
Okay. Thanks so much. So then let's look at the situations, okay, in Ghanaian context that requires forgiveness.
Okay. So some of the situation in the Ghanaian context that requires a person to forgive are that, for instance, you have a family issue, a family grudge.
Yeah.
This is something that can people can hold on to so seriously that they are unable to let go. At a family meeting, a colleague or a friend might have said something that hurts you so much that you keep within you and you are unable to let go. Again, sibling rivalry. Maybe your own sibling might be doing certain things that all the time is consistently on your nerves, and because of that you are unable to live freely with this person. So that is also another way in our context. Unforgiveness can also happen. Then we can also look at a situation at our workplace. Maybe you have a colleague at the workplace who also is on your matter. Again, this can also be a situation that requires that you forgive the person. And then our spouse, your own wife or your husband, maybe because there is this saying that come and let's stay it means come and let's fight. So if you're married to someone, it's like coming and then let's stay in and enjoying ourselves could also mean come and let's fight. So with our own spouses, it could also bring issues that will be difficult for us to find ways to forgive. Also relationship, if not in marriage, maybe being in a relationship with others could also bring issues that may require us to forgive. So these are some of the contexts in which forgiveness might be of need.
All right. Thanks so much. So I like what you said. Come, let's live together means come, let's fight. Very, very true. Starboy says, watching the show live and clear at Ahafo Mim Airport. Okay, Starboy, thanks so much. So to continue with our discussion on forgiveness, what are the three aspects of forgiveness?
Thank you so much for the question once again. Now that we've looked at some of the situations that can require or bring about forgiveness, we are looking at the three steps of forgiveness, and these steps are: we have decisional forgiveness, we have emotional forgiveness, and then self-forgiveness.
Okay.
So I'll take the decisional forgiveness first. Forgiveness has to happen when you decide or you come to a conclusion that you want to do it. And so if you don't take the conscious decision, the choice to make it happen, no matter how others push you into it, yes, that is, you might pay lip service to it, but not necessarily you actually going to do the situation. So when we say decisional forgiveness, and a situation to explain it better could be your fan that is blowing and now you decide, okay, I don't want the air any longer, I want to put the fan off. So you switch the fan off. In this case, you took a decision to do that and you did it. So with decisional forgiveness, you take the decision to let the situation go to a rest.
Okay.
Then if we take emotional forgiveness, in this situation we are looking at the feeling. So we are considering the feeling in the forgiveness process, which is not a destination, which I would like our listeners and viewers to actually understand. Sometimes people say that you said you've forgiven, why are you still doing what you are doing?
Okay.
We shouldn't expect that because the person said he or she has forgiven, immediately the pain or the feeling the person is going through should vanish. No, the pain or the emotion will take time because it's a hurt that might have happened over a period of time. So we should also give it some time to cool off, even though the decision has been taken to forgive. Okay. So I can say, yes, I've forgiven you, but it doesn't mean immediately the pain that the situation brought also goes away immediately. So in this case, like I use the fan situation, that you decide to forgive, that is the decision, so you switch the fan off. Now with situation emotional forgiveness, even though you have put the fan off, the blade doesn't immediately stop.
Okay.
It will take time before you see the blade will also come to a standstill. Okay. And so the same applies to forgiveness. When you say you're forgiving, emotional forgiveness, it takes time for it to happen. And then when we come to self-forgiveness, this is when we try to release the guilt, the shame for our own mistakes. Maybe you promised yourself that you aren't going to do something. Or so let me take smoking for example, and then unfortunately you indulge in it. So now you feel so guilty for what has happened, so much that you are unable to let go for what you did, and then you also feel embarrassed about it. So this situation, you are now unable to forgive yourself, but a situation is that you should be able to also be compassionate with yourself, so that you'll be able to let go, and then you can also feel free and be at peace with yourself. So these are the three aspects: decision, you decide to do it, and two, the emotion, it doesn't only stop at once, it takes time. And then we should also have our own self-forgiveness as well. So these are the aspects.
Okay, self-forgiveness as well. 2 minutes past 9 o'clock, still talking about forgiveness. You know, when it comes to hurt,
yes,
sometimes it's so difficult, like you said, to let go. Sometimes you can just say, oh, I've forgiven, but the hurt is still there. So let's look at the cost of holding on to the hurt.
Thank you so much. I will first say that if someone hurts you and you are holding on to the grudge or the pain, the simple way for you to look at it is like going to grab a piece of fire, like charcoal that is burning, and saying that you are going to throw it at the person who hurt you.
Or holding it and thinking it's going to burn the other person.
So you can't even hold it because of the way it's going to do, but because issues of forgiveness usually have to do with the mind, like you said, and people thinking, why is forgiveness a mental health issue? Because it's all happening within, and it's about the mind. So if you are holding on to something and thinking the other person is going to be affected, yes, for instance, spouse, if you are with your husband and maybe because of what happened you have withdrawn, yes, the person might have the feel of it, but who actually is struggling more just by the sight of the person, just hearing the person's voice, among other things, who is struggling. So first of all, it increases stress and emotional exhaustion. You become exhausted to the extent that it gets to a point you don't even want to hear or see the person again, and then constantly overthinking and replaying the painful events. There is this simple story about someone that committed a problem, though she was innocent, but it was taken that she was at the wrong side, yes, and was convicted. Now the pain of her being innocent and to the conviction, now she's out of prison, but she's still carrying that burden, that pain, or the fact that she was innocent and two, she was sent to prison. So she keeps replaying this every single day. The question is, you are no more in prison, but the way the events in your mind are happening, are you really free? So you, yes, the first prison or the first keep is over, but the second one might even be more painful than the first one because it has other implications. So the third way cost we can also looking at is difficulty trusting other people. If someone has offended you and you are keeping that, it closes your heart, said that other people who might not even be part of what happened might end up being those who will pay the price. And it could also mean that you would also lose the opportunity to get to better situations that could also avail itself. But because you are holding on to that grudge or hate, you are not going to be able to get that. So it affects both ways. And then anger and irritability. Little things will trigger your anger because you are holding on to that grudge, and then you are at a higher risk of anxiety, depression, and headaches, because though you are certain what is going on in your mind is far worse than the physical one. It also affects relationship, like I already said, with innocent people like your spouse, your children, and then co-workers. So carrying a grudge is like you carrying a load of cement, as I've already said. If you are unable to let it down and feel free, then you are going to be going around carrying something so huge that has ripple effect on all other areas of your life. Thank you. So these are some of the costs that if we keep holding on to grudge, we are going to be incurring.
Okay, thanks very much. There's the cost is very expensive. It's very high. The cost is very high. So now to the question of those who are thinking if forgiveness is a mental health condition. Let's look at the psychological benefits of forgiveness.
Thank you so much. Now that we've already looked at the cost, we are also coming to look at the benefits so that we see why we should even engage in forgiveness. First, it lowers stress and then emotional tension. If you have a grudge or you are holding on to something against someone, the moment you see that person, sometimes your heart beats. So these are some of the benefits that
it gives you the shock absorbers.
Yes. If we engage in forgiveness, we will benefit from.
Okay. So then what should one do if one is struggling to forgive?
Yes. So now let's say we find ourselves in the situation and we want to forgive. What do? We have to acknowledge the pain. Sometimes we avoid acknowledging what is happening. We say, oh, it's not like that. And because you are pretending, that is why it even hurts more. So acknowledge what has happened and then find the pain. What is it? Is it that it angers me? Is it that my heart beats? Is it that I feel so jealous? Is it that I'm resenting this person? If you are able to come out clearly on what it is, the better. Also, talk to someone you trust. You can have a counselor, a mentor, a pastor, an imam, or a friend. When it comes to talk to someone, what I say is that it's like a knife. You see, a knife can help you cook. A knife can also be used to stab. So depending on how you use the knife is the problem. So talking itself is not the issue, but who you talk to becomes the issue. So if you are able to get someone that you know understands you, or even may not be able to entirely help you, but can even ask you to move to the next step. So for instance, you confided in a teacher or a mentor, and now the person thinks that the situation you are having is better to see a counselor. That is better. So don't look at talking like you talk to a friend and by the end of the day your matter is all over. That is not the kind of talking we are looking at. Also, journaling your emotion. Sometimes when you are able to empty your thoughts on a paper,
Piece of paper,
it's just like you offloading a load that you were carrying, and it also helps you better see and assess whatever the situation also is. And some people too, prayer is very, very good for them. So if you are struggling to forgive, pray to your maker, because he is the all forgiving, that he should give you the heart to also be that it doesn't exist.
Okay.
Because it is actually affecting you. So recognize it and then identify that emotion. What